Live in Rockford. A very warm day here in Rockford, Illinois, as Traverse City plays a doubleheader against the Rivets. And Mario Camilletti making a new appearance as a leadoff hitter. He's consistently in every single game played up until today has been hitting in the 2 spot. But he's active as a leadoff man because he leads the Northwoods League in walks. He's right up there in on-base percentage. Not a bad guy to have leading off. Is facing a left-hander, though, and he's going to get hit by a pitch here. And Camilletti is going to reach base to open the ball game. New pitchers on the hill for Rockford, his first appearance. Max Runberg III from South Suburban College making his first appearance. Also another first appearance for Rockford is the first baseman. We'll talk more about him later when he comes up to bat, as Tito Flores now stands in. A little mix-up in the lineup for Game 1 of the doubleheader. Camilletti and Flores consistently, they do go back-to-back in the starting lineup, but usually 2 and 3. Today, 1 and 2. As Zeb Rouse is getting a little drop in the lineup, going down to the 5 spot. So Flores will hit 2-hole behind Mario. Curveball comes inside. That one plugs Flores as well. A couple hit by pitches here in the first inning. And the Pittsburghers are already getting something cooking here in the first against a team that they have basically owned all season long. They outscore the Rivets here in Rockford 54-24. That's just in 4 games played. These will be the last 2 games played against the Rivets on the season, as Evan Mayday stands in, shows bunts. He does get it down, but it goes foul. A type of bunt trying to reach for a base hit. If he gets thrown out, it's a good sacrifice. However, trying to reach base as well with his speed, but he fouls it off. So he'll stand in for an 0-1 pitch. Lefty-lefty matchup against Runberg. Mayday lefty from Hope College, playing right field tonight. Shows bunt again, and again, he's going to poke that ball foul. First bunt, tried to bunt down the first baseline. That one, tried to switch it, go down the third baseline. So now, with 2 strikes, does he try to get it down again, or does he swing away? We have seen only once this season a Pittsburgher bunt to with 2 strikes. It was a very good sacrifice bunt from Adam Proctor in a 2-strike count back at Turtle Creek Stadium. Mayday, though, not showing here, and he's going to take a pitch off the back. 3 consecutive hitters hit by a pitch to open the game for Runberg on the mound, and without putting a single ball in play, the Pittsburghers have loaded the bases for their leading RBI hitter on the year, Chris Monroe. A very dangerous at-bat here for Runberg. Bases juiced. Nobody out for the big right-handed bat of Monroe. And he takes a first pitch ball outside. Monroe was 0 for 3 the last time these 2 teams played in Turtle Creek. Big swing to third. That ball is smothered by the third baseman Bannon. He will step on third for 1 out. But that's all they'll get, as Monroe will be credited with an RBI. Fielder's choice there. Flores out at third. Mayday goes to second. And Monroe to first on the fielder's choice RBI. That's RBI number 47 on the season for Chris Monroe. And the Pittsburghers are on top, 1-0. A great play by Bannon to keep that ball in the infield. from going into left. Could have been 2 runs scored. Runner goes to third, and into third safely is Mayday, the stolen base leader in a single season and career for Hope College. He takes off and gets into third safely. These pitch hitters love running the bases. So it's on the corners with 1 away, as Zeb takes one in the strike zone for strike 1. Like a lot of hitters, Zeb had no success against Rockford on Sunday, and Traverse City was hitless, as Traverse City only got 3 hits and a 1-0 victory. Zeb shows bunt, and that ball goes behind him. And incoming to score is Mayday. Monroe down to second base. That ball goes behind Zeb, who showed bunt. Was trying to get a bunt down. It went behind him. Was almost the 4th hit by pitch of the inning. Instead, it's the 2nd run for the Pittsburghers. Big control problems here in the first inning for Runberg. And now Zeb's going to take one high and outside. So the count to him, a good hitter's count at 3-1. With Monroe on second. His RBI, his 47th of the season. He is 3rd in the Northwoods League in runs batted in. 3-1 to Zeb is dealt, and that ball hit Zeb. The Northwoods League leader in hit by pitches. He's going to add one to his total. He gets hit more than anybody in the league. And that one right there, number 20. Another hit by pitch. 4 in the inning. Now Michael Steigel's the batter. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Breaking ball low and in. Trying to go after a pitch that's near the zone. Maybe before he gets hit by a pitch. Steigel's looking to get a base hit. He can bring in a run. This game already has the making of a big offensive day for Traverse City. They've had a couple big explosions against Rockford here. They've won 22-9 and 22-12 on this field. That 22-12 being the last time these two met here. Ball high from Runberg. He might not make it out of the first inning at this rate. He's thrown 18 pitches now. Has only gotten 1 out on the only ball put in play for Monroe, and it was smoked to third. There's another ball high. Bottom 3 are up next. Steigel's the 6th batter of the inning. First and second, 1 away. And he's going to walk down to first. Didn't get a pitch to hit. So 4 hit by pitches, now a walk in the inning. The way that this game is going, Traverse City could have a good amount of free passes knocking on the door of history. And not sure if they have enough games left in the season to break history, but that is the 378th walk on the season. They're 40 walks away from the Northwoods League record of 418 set by the Waterloo Bucks in 2019, just 2 years ago. Currently at 378, they are the 9th team on that list. 9th most walks ever. As Traficante stands in, he takes 2 straight balls from Runberg. And that one high as well, out of the box. Could be back-to-back walks. That would push a run across. 3-0. See if he gets the take sign. And there's a strike. Low outside corner. A good pitch from Runberg. That's 25. He has 10 pitches left in the inning. That one in the zone, hits a left. It's going to drop for a base hit. Incoming to score is Chris Monroe. Bases remain loaded, and Traverse City gets another run. They're on top 3-0. RBI for Traficante. Continues his successful season against Rockford and his continuing success here on the road. When the last time then he was here, he had 3 hits and had 5 RBIs with the home run. So the base is still loaded. 3-0. Only one away for Christian Faust. Faust, the third baseman for the Pitts Bitters in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Gets a pitch outside, off the plate, count 2-0. In the 22-12 game, Faust was 1 for 5 with 1 RBI. Was 2 for 2 the night before, as another 3-0 count here to Faust. Could be the second walk of the inning to go along with 4 hit by pitches. See if Runberg can hit the strike zone on the 3-0. And he will not. So Faust will go to first. An RBI walk. And it's 4-0. Pitts Bitters. So Zeb comes home. Steigels to third. Traff to second. Faust to first. And here is Logan Heilich, the Traverse City catcher, as they have batted through the lineup here in inning number 1. First pitch to Heilich, taken for a ball high. Heilich has only played in a couple games this season. He made his first start here against Rockford on August 2nd. That's the game. Traverse City lost 3-2. Was 1 for 4 in that game with an infield single. Was 0 for 1 in a pinch hit appearance against Kokomo on August 6th. Count to him 2-0, or 2-1 from Runberg. Got a pitch to hit. Hits it well to left. Chasing back is Kavanaugh over his head. Steigels is coming in. Traficante is getting the wave. And the throw goes to third. No one's there covering. It gets away. Coming home is Faust. And Heilich is in at third. 3 runs come across. Should be a couple RBIs for Heilich, but the throwing error from Noble at short. He tried to throw the relay to third base, but Bannon was not ready for the throw, and no one was backing up third. So Faust was able to scamper home on that. And there's still 1 out, and the Pitts Bitters have scored 7 runs. Back to the top of the order, and Mario Camilletti. Quick recap of the first trip through the lineup. 4 hit by pitches, 2 walks, a double, a single, and an RBI fielder's choice. And there could be a lot more runs put up back at the top of the order with Mario. He does foul 1 back. Pitch here from Runberg. And that one hits Mario. He's been hit twice here in the first inning. So he's going to get himself down to first base again, as his on-base percentage is going to keep going up. He entered the day with an on-base percentage of a perfect 500, just 2 points shy of Justin Janis of Kenosha at 502. But his numbers should go up after this game at this current pace. Tito Flores now the batter. With runners on the corner. Only one out. 7 runs across. Flores was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat as well. Almost hit again. Takes one inside. Had to take a little mini hop out of the way. This is going to be a devastating inning for the Rivets, standing out in the field in this heat for this long. 2-0 into the strike zone, so the count goes to 2-1. Up big, might not be seeing many more stolen base chances, as Traverse City, second in the Northwoods League this season with stolen bases. Well, Mario does take off. The throw does go down to second, and he's thrown out at second, but the runner, Heilich, will come in from third base to score, and that makes this game 8-0. So that takes all runners off base. Two outs now with Flores at the plate. No one aboard. And he is going to walk down to first with 2 outs. And another runner on. Walk number 3 here. Did the math. Pitts pitchers have to average about 6 walks a game to break the record for most walks in a single season by a team. But that average could go down depending on how many walks they get worked tonight. Already at 3 in inning number 1. Pair of stolen bases as well. Closing in on that title. Flores takes off. Throw down to second from Stengren is picked. Not in time. In there safely is Flores. Another stolen base for Traverse City. So Mayday now has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Swinging way out in front of a breaking ball. Already 11 batters in the inning. Mayday's the 12th, and he got hit again, and he's going down to first. Another hit by pitch. That is already 6 in inning number 1. And that will end Runberg's day. Doesn't make it through the first inning, faces 12 batters. Did only give up 2 hits, but he walked 3, hit 4 with a pitch. And his night comes to a very, very early close. A new pitcher will be on to get the last out of the first and make a more extended appearance for Rockford when we come back here on Pit Spitter Radio. Welcome back here to Rockford. Still in the top of inning number 1 as the Pittsbitters are on top 8-0 with runners on first and second, 2 away. Chris Monroe, the batter, he's the 13th hitter here in the first inning, facing another lefty on the hill. First pitch he gets is fouled off from Seth Masters. A matchup of former teammates here is Seth Masters, currently at University of Illinois Springfield. Monroe transferring from there, heading to Central Michigan. That pitch comes inside. Monroe out of the way of it. Stangren keeps it in front. One and one to Monroe. Masters deals high and outside. Back pick to first. And it is not there. Might have been in time. Well, the first baseman, Crestis, put the tag down, but the ball popped out of his glove. He might have been out had he held on to the baseball. But instead, safe at first is Mayday. They count 2-1 to Monroe. Got a pitch to hit. Hits it well to right field. The shift, it might drop. Heading over, it's going to drop and get down. 1 run will score. Here comes Mayday all the way from first. He's going to score. It is a 2 RBI double for Chris Monroe. And that is a perfect 10 spot here in the inning. That's the second 2 RBI double of the inning for Traverse City. One came from Logan Heilich. This one from Chris Monroe. And really was almost a routine fly ball, but the right fielder was playing towards right center field, playing a little bit of a shift, and he wasn't able to get there in time. So 2 more runs come across. That gives Chris Monroe his 49th RBI this season. That's going to put him just 1 RBI shy of Matthew Higgins of Mankato and 3 RBI shy of the overall Northwoods League behind Jackson Lofton of Fond du Lac. What a first inning as Zebraus back in. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. No wonder. He leads the Northwoods League in hit by pitches. He hits one to right. Should end the inning. The second baseman, Bellotta, will make the catch. Finally, the inning comes to a close after the Pittsbitters scored 10 runs. 3 RBIs in the inning from Chris Monroe, 2 from Logan Heilich, and the Pittsbitters on top huge early, and they'll have their left-handed stud Aaron Gustafson on the hill to protect the big lead. Be back in a minute on Pittsbitter Radio. Welcome back to Rockford for the bottom of the first inning. The Pit Spitters, a huge top of the first, scoring 10 runs, the second most runs they've scored in an inning this season. Huge inning for the Pit Spitters. They scored 11 runs in a game against the Battle Creek Bombers back at Turtle Creek Stadium. The most runs they've ever scored in a game came that day when they scored 23. The day after, they scored 22 here in Rockford. Aaron Gustafson on the hill with a huge bit of run support, facing DJ Noble, the shortstop for Rockford. Gets behind 1-2 early. A big curveball from Goose gets him ahead with that second strike. Looking for a quick first out here. Another curveball down low, blocked by Heilich. Doesn't get any type of chase from Noble. Didn't even think about it. Kept the bat on the shoulder. No flinch. And the count evens 2-2. Fastball hits third. Faust will field. Long throw across in time for out number 1. Faust had to play that ball back on a long hop because of the way that the dirt moves. The last time they were here in the 9th inning, 2 consecutive balls hit the lip on the infield and bounced over the head of first Faust at third. And then the very next ball was batted off the dirt over the head of Cam Schulke at shortstop. So you got to be weary of the infield dirt. And Faust makes a good play for the first out, and that brings in Brandon Bannon, the third baseman. First pitch he sees is that huge looping curveball for the first strike. Bannon from University of Illinois Springfield, a .209 hitter this season, was 0 for 2 against Traverse City on Sunday, 0 for 3 on Saturday, so an 0 for 5 series for him. Did walk once and did get hit by a pitch once, but no hits, as only 2 Rivets got a base hit on Sunday. Just getting a piece of that curveball is Bannon at the plate. Goose has a huge curveball. It drops a big amount. It's so slow as well up there. A total difference in speed to go off of the fastball. Gets hitters way out in front of it if they even swing. Another 2-strike pitch. Throws an elevated fastball. It doesn't get a chase. Bannon was 1 for 4 on Wednesday against Traverse City. Hits one to third. Faust not able to field that one. It hits off of the dirt, kicks under his glove, and on to first base is Bannon, the first base runner of the game for Rockford. We'll see how that error plays. If it leads to a run or a few from Rockford, playing down a lot already. As Kevin Bushnell stands in, he's the designated hitter once again. He has been the last few appearances against the Pit Spitters. His first pitch inside from Gustafson was 0 for 7 over the weekend against Traverse City with 3 strikeouts, and he was just 1 for 9 last time that these two teams were here, also with 3 strikeouts. Late on that fastball, shoots it foul out of play on the right side. Bushnell, a .246 hitter through 16 games with the Rivets. He did have one good game against Traverse City. In Traverse City, had a double. That was just part of a 2 for 8 series, as now he swings through that big looping curve for the second strike, well out in front of it, as hitters usually are. Almost a pitch you have to be expecting to hit it. His 2-strike pitch to Bushnell, another curve, and he learned his lesson as he lays off, and they count to 2-2. Bannon on first. Only 1 stolen base this season, so not a threat to run. As Bushnell hits one hard down the left side, way ahead of the curve, but he does get a piece of it. And the count remains 2-2. Goose set for the 2-2 pitch. He deals another curve, and Bannon again just got a piece, and it goes foul. Well, last time these two teams played here was a 22-12 victory for the Pit Spitters on Wednesday, August 4th. Pit Spitters had 4 innings of at least 4 runs. 2 innings they scored 5, 1 inning they scored 6. Well, today they topped that with a 10-run inning. Bushnell still fighting, still a 2-2 count. And another foul ball off to the left side. Continues to battle at the plate. Bushnell struck out in his last appearance against Gustafson. That came out of the bullpen last Wednesday. And again, another foul ball. That's when Goose pitched a perfect 6th, 7th, and 8th inning in that game. Did not allow a base runner in his relief stint. Still 2-2 to Bushnell. Curveball, that one finally got him out in front of that big curve. The first strikeout for Goose. And the second out here in the first inning. Goose has been unlucky this season in starts. Every start he's made, it has rained. It rained his first start of the season against Kokomo. That was at home. Didn't rain enough for them to call a rain delay or postpone the game. His second start was his last start before he moved on from his temporary deal against Battle Creek. Pitched 2 innings. And the game was put on hold after just 3 innings in that one. And then yesterday he was supposed to pitch, and the game was postponed. So every time that he pitches, rain shows up. Kavanaugh singles over Traficante at short into left center. So 2 runners will reach base here in the inning against Gustafson, with 2 outs for the catcher, Drew Stingren. Goose, through just 4 games, including 2 relief appearances since he came back to the team, has pitched 3 2/3 of scoreless baseball with 3 strikeouts. Has not allowed a hit or a walk. That changes with that hit to Kavanaugh. It's the first batter he's allowed to reach on a hit since the very first game he pitched on the season. Grounder, left side should end the inning. Faust, he'll go to second with it to Camilletti, and that will end the inning. So Rockford does get a few on, but they're not able to capitalize and crack the scoreboard. So they're still down 10-0, headed to the second. We'll see how long this second inning is after a long 10-run first. We'll find that out in a minute on Pit Spitter Radio. Welcome back to Pit Spitter Radio here in the top of the second. A 10-run first for Traverse City and a scoreless first for Rockford. Pit Spitters sent 14 batters to the plate in the first inning and will look for more runs in the second as Michael Steigels, the designated hitter, will lead off. He had one of the 3 walks issued in the first to go along with 6 hit by pitches. Scored 1 of the 10 runs, and he takes a strike to go 0-2, fouled off the first one. Masters on the hill, throwing more strikes. Throws pretty hard from the left side as well. But Steigels turns it around, rips one right back up the middle into center field. A single for Steigels will start the inning. Looking for another big inning. Leadoff singles, a way to start it as Camden Traficante stands in. RBI single in his first at-bat. Was the first batter to have an RBI base hit, as Chris Monroe had an RBI fielder's choice. And Steigels walked. Draft hits one to left center. Should be played by Johannes Hawkinson. He will get into the gap, and he will make the catch for out number 1. So that will bring in Christian Faust. Faust an RBI walk in his first at-bat. Walk with the bases loaded. Takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner from Masters. Faust didn't have to swing the bat in his first trip to get credited with an RBI. I'm sure he'll be looking to swing here. Does swing, fouls it off the right side, out of play. Masters controlling the zone. He keeps throwing strikes. And he's doing a good job of getting ahead of hitters, where Max Runberg was throwing pitches too far off the plate, was getting down in the count, and was hitting batters. So the 0-2 pitch to Faust. He sits on, hits it to left. It's chasing Cavanaugh back towards the track, and he's going to make the grab on the warning track. A deep fly out for out number 2 off the bat of Faust. The wind is blowing out, so he almost got a little bit of a benefit there from getting that one airborne, but just not deep enough. So there are 2 outs for Logan Heilich at the bottom of the order. The catcher, the 9-hitter, takes a first pitch fastball high up top from Masters. Heilich, 2 RBI double in his last at-bat. Hits one well here, going back towards left center. Hawkinson on the run will make a running catch. 3 straight flyouts after the leadoff single from Steigels, and a 0 up on the scoreboard here in the second inning. But it's still a 10-0 game in favor of Traverse City, and we're on to the bottom half here on Pit Spitter Radio. Welcome back to Rockford. In the bottom of the second, 10-0 lead for Traverse City. No runs last inning after a 10-run first. No runs for Rockford either as they stand in. First at bat of the summer for Justin Carestis, the first baseman, the left-hander for the Rivets. In a lefty-lefty battle, Carestis will only be playing in 6 games for Rockford before he heads back to school. Carestis from Northwood University. There's a couple Timberwolves on Traverse City's roster that will be teammates with Carestis in the fall as he hits one to right. On the run, Mayday, he can't get there. It's in the gap. And going into second is Carestis. Well, his first at-bat of the summer. And he's going to hit one into right center, drop it in for a double to lead off the inning. Carestis is from Loves Park, Illinois. That's where Rivets Stadium is located, just outside of Rockford. So the hometown kid with a little hit there to lead off the inning. Leadoff double brings in Johannes Hawkinson, facing former teammate Aaron Gustafson. Both these players were on temporary contracts with the Pittsbitters. Hawkinson found his way to Rockford. Goose found his way back to Traverse City. And the last time that these two matched up, Goose won the battle with a strikeout over Hawkinson last Wednesday. 1-1 the count to Yo. Goose fires a fastball, swing and a miss is Hawkinson. He's way behind that. Got to swing a little sooner to catch up. But as Hawkinson tries to adjust to the fastball, could be time to break off a curveball for strike 3. Goose looks back, the runner. He fires. It's a fastball around the knees, fouled off, out of play, and Yo will stay alive. Leadoff double from Carestis has Rockford in business to get on the board. Goose's pitch. Curveball to Hawkinson to third, off the glove of a diving Faust. It's into left field. Staying at third is Carestis on the single by Hawkinson. 2 runners get on here for the Rivets with nobody out. At the bottom of the order, Charlie Allison, the hitter, and then Jake Bellata. Then it's going to go back up to the top. See if Goose can work out of a little bit of a jam here. First pitch curveball is in for strike 1 to Allison, who struck out against Goose last Wednesday. He holds on another pitch into the strike zone. 0-2 count here. He's ahead on the lefty, 0-2 in the lefty-lefty matchup. His 2-strike pitch, curveball, big swing and a miss for strike 3. Not messing with anything else, sticking with the curve, 3 in a row. First 2 called, the last one, a big hook, swung on and missed for strike 3. So 1 out now for Jake Bellata, the second baseman. 176 hitter in 5 games this season. 3 of those coming against Traverse City. And in those 3 games, Bellata 0 for 9 with 3 strikeouts. Ooh, big swing and a miss on a good pitch from Gustafson. Buried one down low. Looked like a changeup out of the hand. Bellotta did not face Goose last Wednesday. First time he'll match up with him. Here's 0-1. Fastball inside. Almost got Bellotta, jumped out of the way. Heilich is able to get a glove, make the catch so it doesn't go to the backstop. So the count 2-1. Fastball high. Change up for a swing and then a fastball inside. His 2-1 pitch. Another curveball hit to third. Could end the inning. Faust to Camilletti. On to first. Not in time. Bellotta's going to beat it out, and Rockford will get onto the scoreboard. Getting the lead runner, though. A small price to pay for allowing a run, especially when you're up 10-0. Now 10-1. Still up big. Back to the top of the order. DJ Noble, the batter, grounded out to Christian Faust at third in his first at-bat. Watches a curveball here from Gustafson for strike one. Noble started his season against Traverse City. Last time that Rockford and Traverse City played here, Noble down the corner and fair. It's into left. Flores had to dig it out of the wall. Bellotta all the way from first will score on an RBI double from Noble. And the score now 10-2.
Stepping in the box is the third baseman, number 16, Brandon Bannage.
2 outs still as 2 runs come across for Brandon Bannon. The third baseman reached on an error on a ground ball to third in his first at-bat. Curveball from Goose in for a strike. Very accurate with that pitch today. Rockford over the weekend in Traverse City. 18 innings, they scored 1 run. 2 innings, they have 2 runs here. So they do enjoy being at home, where the run differential is closer. Still in Traverse City's favor, though, by a good margin. They do score more runs at home. They end the home stretch of the season, or the road stretch, Rockford, 44-10 run differential in favor of Traverse City. So they only managed 10 runs all season at Turtle Creek Stadium compared to giving up 44. Well, they scored 12 runs last time these two teams played here, as they've scored now 26 runs here compared to now 64 runs for the Pittsbitters. 2-strike pitch from Goose. It's popped up on the infield, should end the inning. Traficante battling the sun, gets under it, makes the catch just back into the outfield grass for the third out. But Rockford does score twice. Still a big lead, though, 10-2 for the Pittsbitters here on Pittsbitter Radio. Top of the third inning here in game 1 of a doubleheader against Rockford. Both games will be 7 innings. As Mario Camilletti will stand in the top of the order up for the Pitts Bitters. These first 3 batters, the only 3 yet to face Seth Masters. They all faced Max Runberg and their 2 at-bats in the first inning. As Camilletti takes one for a ball, he was hit by a pitch in both his at-bats in inning number 1. Takes a pair of balls here. Camilletti walks more in the Northwoods League than any other batter. Has over 50 walks on the season, 53 to be exact, to go along with now 6 hit by pitches and over 500 on base percentage. 2-0 goes to 3-0 as Masters loses his zone against the left-handed bat of Camilletti. He can reach with a walk to lead off the inning, would be 54 walks on the year. He does take a 3-0 fastball into the zone from Masters to make it 3-1, but he's still working ahead in the count. Masters still has to bring him a strike or he'll gladly take a walk. 3-1 is right down the middle, and Mario just got a piece, fouled it back to the screen. Count goes full. Not a problem for Mario. He enjoys being in a 3-2 count. Not something that he minds one bit. As Masters set for the full count pitch to the leadoff batter, he deals. Might have been ball 4 at the top of the zone, but Camilletti swings and fouls it off to stay alive. Another 3-2 pitch here from Masters to Camilletti, deals. And again, Mario fouling off a high fastball to stay alive to start the inning. Flores and Mayday will follow. And then if a batter gets on, Monroe will bat, who was the first hitter to face Masters. Another 3-2. Good battle to start the inning here. And Mario's going to win that battle as he takes a fastball up above the letters to work a leadoff walk. He's been on base all 3 times, 2 hit by pitches, and now his Northwoods League leading 54th walk of the season. That's the 4th walk issued by Rockford so far. 3 in the first inning. All of those walks by Max Runberg, and a walk here. Brings in Tito Flores. Flores had one of those walks in inning number 1. Was hit by a pitch in the first at-bat and was walked in the second at-bat. The first 3 batters, in fact, Camilletti, Flores, and Mayday, all reached on either a hit by pitch or a walk. They all 3 were hit by a pitch. Camilletti and Mayday were hit both times. Flores hit the first time, walked the second time. Takes a fastball just a little bit high for ball 1. 1-1 to count to Tito. A .291 hitter. Has played in 50 games this year. 3rd most on the team. Tied with Cameron Traficante. 2 shy of Chris Monroe. Mario takes off, and Flores swinging at the 1-1. Fouls it out of play onto the concourse. Mario think he had the bag taken. Got a good jump off the lefty, but has to go back to first as Flores fouled it straight back. 2-strike count to him. Masters had a 2-strike count to Mario. Lost him on balls. Here's the 1-2 to Tito. And again, he's going to foul it back. Just like the battle with Camilletti, where he fouled off a couple 2-strike pitches. Tito doing the same. Mario walked on 8 pitches. Flores trying to make Masters work. Here's the 1-2 again coming to him. And a high fastball for ball 2. Same pitch that Camilletti walked on. Fastball above the letters. Trying to get a chase, but these hitters so far being disciplined on those high heaters and laying off. The count 2-2 now. Mario gets a good lead. Stays put. And another foul ball off to the right side by Flores. So an 8-pitch at bat to Camilletti. Long at bat as well to Tito. Ball outside. Back to first is Mario on a back pick attempt, and he's in there safely. So the count is full to start back-to-back batters. Three and two. The count that Mario walked on. He's on first. And the 3-2 to Flores. Runner goes. Pitch lined up the middle. Diving of effort by the shortstop Noble. He can't make the catch. So Camilletti will hold at second. Won't try to push it. And a single for Flores. Hit number 5 in the game for Traverse City. They got something cooking once again. First and second, nobody out. That was close to being a double play. If Noble makes that catch, and Camilletti is dead to rights at first. But it was just barely out of his reach. So he gets to be at second. First and second for Evan Mayday. Now runners take off on the double steal, and they're both going to be in there safely as the pitch was high to Stengren. Well, trying to give Mayday a chance for an RBI on now a ground ball. It works as the double steal gets runs at third and second. That won't do the trick, though. Popped up on the infield. Fighting the sun is Noble. He makes the catch for the first out. But that brings in Chris Monroe, who, like I mentioned earlier, has 49 RBIs this year. That's third most in the league. One RBI here would tie him for second place in the Northwoods League. Big at bat here. He can put himself right up top with those leaders with a hit. Fouls one off the right side, out of play on the fastball. Monroe was the first batter faced by Masters. Hit a double to right field to score a pair. Well, both runs that scored were Flores and Mayday. Now on base is Camilletti and Flores. Monroe grounder to short. That should get a run in, it will. So there is RBI number 50 on the season for Chris Monroe. That 6-3 ground out gives him his 50th RBI. He's tied now for second place in the league in RBIs, and he is just 2 RBIs shy of the Northwoods League leader, and we're only in the third inning. Zeb the hitter. On the day, he's 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch in the first. His Northwoods League leading 20th hit by pitch, and popped out behind second base against Masters his last time up. Fouls one back here, got a piece straight underneath Stengren. They count to 1-1. Zeb's been so successful this season getting hit by pitches. as his average only 217, but on base 405, led by the hit by pitches, along with 23 walks. Hits one to left. Moving over is Kavanaugh. He will make a running grab, and that will end the inning. But one more run scores on the 50th RBI of the season for Chris Monroe. He's second in the Northwoods League, and we're on to the bottom of the third here on Pit Spitter Radio. Bottom of the third inning here in Rockford. It is 11-2 in favor of Traverse City. That 11th run, courtesy of Chris Monroe, his 50th ribby on the season, as he's tied for second in the league as Bushnell pops one up behind home plate. The catcher, Logan Heilich, trying to get there, but it's going to go over the screen into the second row of seats. Bushnell struck out swinging against Goose after a long at-bat in the first inning. But he finally got one on a curveball. And now he's going to get ahead 0-2 here. Actually, Monroe might make a play down towards the bullpen and just out of his reach. Bounces over the wall into the stands. Makes the count to Bushnell 0-2. Could strike out for his second at-bat if he doesn't make contact here. He did strike out on the curveball in the first, and we'll see if Goose offers that pitch to him here. His 0-2. Nope, sticking with the fastball and just able to make contact is Bushnell. Fouls it off of himself in the batter's box to stay alive in the count. Goose 2 strikeouts through the first 2 innings, 1 in each frame. There's the curveball, and Bushnell lays off of it. May have learned from his last at-bat not to swing at that pitch. Sees the first ball of the at-bat. It's 1-2. Goose still in charge of this plate appearance. Another fastball above the zone that Bushnell is able to foul off. Just got a piece to stay alive again. Might be another good at-bat put together here as he's battling at the plate. Another 1-2. Fastball low. Blocked by Heilich. The count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another 2-strike pitch. Fastball hit well to left field. Back is Flores, and he's not going to get there. It's off the bottom of the wall, and it's back-to-back innings with a leadoff double for the Rivets.
Now batting the left fielder, number 21, Jack Kavanaugh.
Leadoff double by Bushnell. It's the second double he's had against Traverse City in 7 games this season. Just a third hit in those games. Brings in Jack Kavanaugh. First hit for Rockford in the first. He singled. Breaking ball. Ball 1. Outside. Leadoff runner on second for another inning. Fastball inside on Kavanaugh. The left fielder for Rockford that came up and played on August 4th. His first game was last Wednesday when the Pittsburghers won 22-12. Pinch hit in that game was 1 for 1. Has a hit in all 6 of his games since playing for Rockford. The only 2 multi-hit games, both against Lakeshore. Only 1 hit in every game against Traverse City. Way ahead of the curveball by Gustafson. And the count evens at 2-2. Well, it's the same count that Bushnell doubled on to the wall. See if Goose makes a better 2-2 pitch to Kavanaugh here. Another curveball. He's barely able to foul it off of himself in the batter's box to stay alive. Just stretching out the bat, making a little bit of contact to stay alive. To see another pitch here. Still 2-2 count as Goose is working here in the inning through 7 pitches to Bushnell. Here's the 6th pitch to Kavanaugh. It's a fastball that Kavanaugh's just able to get a piece of and foul back. And there's going to be another 7-pitch at bat. Some lengthy opening at bats here for Gustafson. Another 2-2. That fastball's popped up on the right side. Monroe is coming on from first. He'll make the catch for the first out. Got in foul grounds, made the play. So back-to-back batters down to 2 strikes. Goose not able to get the strikeout. Does get the out there, though, to Kavanaugh. 1 away for Drew Stengren, the catcher from Central Michigan. Ground ball ended the first inning. He was 0 for 1. Takes first pitch curveball low for the first ball. Stengren for Central Michigan. In the fall, will be joined by a trio of Pittsburghers. Mario Camilletti, Chris Monroe, and Adam Proctor. Stengren already teammates with Camilletti. But Monroe and Proctor transferring there, so Stengren has a few new teammates he'll be joining up with. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Heilich. Staying put at second is Bushnell. Two 2-1 count to Drew Stengren here with 1 away. Stengren, little 3/4 swing there for the second strike. Almost tried to hold up, but he already went through with the swing. So 3 straight batters will see a 2-2 pitch. The first 2 at-bats ended on the 2-2 pitch. There was not a ball 3 or a strikeout. And this one will end with a strikeout. A fastball from Goose. He just blew it right by him. His 3rd strikeout. 1 per inning here. And there's 2 away for Justin Carestis. Carestis from Northwood University in the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The same conference as a few players' schools. You got Christian Faust at Grand Valley State, the catcher Logan Heilich at Davenport. You also have a couple Northwood Timberwolves for Traverse City. So some guys that are going to be pretty familiar with each other this next coming fall. One and one. The count here to Carestis, who doubled in his first at-bat. Way out in front of the curve, hits it to third. Faust fields. On to Monroe is in time to end the inning. Faust able to stick with that ground ball. Another 0 on the board, and it is still 11-2 as we head to the 4th here on Pit Spitter Radio. Welcome back to Rivets Stadium for the top of the 4th inning. 11-2 ball game here in favor of the Pit Spitters. They scored 10 in the first, and that 11th run they got in the 3rd. Leading off will be Michael Steigels. He led off the 2nd inning with a single, hits one on the ground to 3rd. Bannon will field and throw to beat Steigels to the bag for a quick out number 1. Bottom of the order went pretty quickly for Masters in the 2nd inning. After that leadoff base hit to Steigels, he got 3 consecutive flyouts that ended the inning. One of those from Camden Traficante flew out to center field after singling home a run in the 1st. Traff, deep drive to left. That ball is going to get down at the warning track and off the wall, and that will be a double for Traficante. He's now 2 for 3 in the game with an RBI single, and now that double The Pitts Bitters get a 1-out base runner. Just one of those days where the offense is on it. That hit brings in Christian Faust with the runner aboard. One away. Faust flew out to left field his last time up. Onto the warning track. Gave it a pretty good ride, but just missed it. This at-bat takes a first pitch ball inside from Masters, who hasn't been that bad here in the ball game after taking over in the first inning for Max Runberg. Giving up a couple earned runs on 4 hits. He's only walked 1 batter compared to 3 walks and 6 hit by pitches by Runberg in the first. 1-1 swinging. Faust, little chopper to the left side. Actually, it was 2-0 swinging, so now it's 2-1. Tried to jump on a 2-0 fastball and got on top of it. Still a hitter's count for Faust. He gets one low, so it's going to be even better hitter's count for him at 3-1. Trying to get a pitch to drive here. Maybe bring in Traff from second. Oh, he might do it. Driven to left center. That's going to drop. Going to the wall. Traff will easily come in to score. Faust is going to hold at second with an RBI double. And it is 12-2 Traverse City. Back-to-back doubles. The 4th double for a Pitts Bitter today. One of them came here from Logan Heilich in the first. His RBI double scored 2 runs. First pitch swing, and he fouls it straight back. Got just a piece. Sending it to the screen. Flew out to center field to end the inning in the second, though he did give it a pretty good ride and took Hawkinson to deep left center. Takes one a little in, maybe a little high as well for the first ball issued here for Masters. As the Rivets, the team is pretty depleted. Counted 17 active players. Who knows how deep that their bullpen can go tonight. There is still another game to be played after this one, so this is not the way you wanted it to start. There is an arm warming up in the bullpen as Heilich gets set for a 1-2 pitch. Makes contact to right field in the air. Over is Charlie Allison in the gap, will make the catch. Faust with a little bluff tag to third. He'll stay put at second base. And there is the second out. Back to the top of the order. The hitter Mario Camilletti, who continues to reach base at a high clip, entered the game with a .500 on-base percentage. That number just going to keep raising as he's reached base all 3 times tonight. 2 hit by pitches and a walk in the game. That walk came against Masters, his last plate appearance. The 2 hit by pitches came against Runberg. And in his last at-bat, worked the count to 3-0. Then it got to 2 strikes. He fouled off a couple 2-strike pitches and worked himself an 8-pitch walk. A great at-bat. In this at-bat, he takes 1 for a ball. Then he takes 1 for a strike. He goes 1-1. Runner on second is Faust after he doubled home Traff, who doubled right before him. So 2 outs in the inning for Camilletti. The 1-1. Thought about it, but he held up on a curveball outside. Haven't seen many breaking balls from Masters. He's throwing a lot of fastballs, and that might have been why Camilletti almost went around. But he held hitter's count at 2-1. Now he gets a fastball. Called for strike 2 on the inside part. So the count will even again at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Camilletti, who battled at the plate in his last at-bat with 2 strikes. The 2-2 in the zone, flared to center. Hawkinson racing back towards the wall. He will get there in time to make the catch. And Camilletti almost had the 3rd double of the inning, but Hawkinson, a great center fielder with a lot of speed, tracks it down. Only 1 run on Christian Faust's RBI double. It's 12-2, Traverse City. Head to the bottom of the 4th here on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to Rivets Stadium in Rockford. Bottom of the 4th inning. Johannes Hawkinson will hit to lead off. Shows bunt. Gets it down the first baseline, and it's going to roll just foul off the right side. A good attempt, but it rolled just a little bit beyond that line. A little smile between Hawkinson and Gustafson, as Hawkinson singled off of Goose, his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Tried to put down a bunt single against him here. Second pitch of the at-bat, Hawkinson will foul out of play onto the concourse. So a quick no ball, 2-strike count here. Hawkinson 1 for 2 against Goose in a Rockford uniform with a strikeout and that single in the 2nd. 0-2 fastball above the zone, swung on and missed for out number 1. 4th strikeout for Goose. 1 per inning. Continuing that little streak he's got going. The guy he struck out in the 2nd inning is at the plate now, Charlie Allison, the right fielder. Left-handed bat for the Rivets. Well, big curveball, but dealt way high. As Allison has just 4 hits and 28 bats here on the summer. Does have, though, 2 of those hits against Traverse City. Had a base hit in each game over the weekend. 1 for 4 and 1 for 2. Well, big swing and a miss on a fastball down the middle from Gustafson. This is his 8th game for Rockford. He's played every game in August. Checks his swing at the top of the zone. In the appeal, they say he did not go. Harry Swartz down at third with the call. The count goes to 3-1 to Allison. And the 3-1 from Goose is going to miss outside the first walk issued by Gustafson tonight. He's given up a decent share of hits, but the first free pass issued right there. Brings in Jake Bellotta. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second to beat out a double play ball as the first run for Rockford came across to score. That double play, had it been turned, would have ended the inning and kept Rockford off the board. Instead, he legged it out and got his team their first run, which led to their second run on the next batter, DJ Noble, when he doubled. Fouls one off for strike 1. Fastball above the zone, easily taken by Allison, who's not, or by Bellotta. Allison on first, who has not attempted to steal a base in his 8 games, so not really a threat. Curveball from Gustafson on the corner for a called strike 2 as he works ahead now of another hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bellotta. And the 1-2, fastball high, taken by Bellotta for ball 2 as the count evens. Mentioned it last at bat, but Bellotta, no hits against the Pitt Spitters through his first 3 games against them. And we'll get one there. What a broadcaster's jinx as he shoots it to left field for a 1-out single. Just tosses the bat out at 1 and gets rewarded getting it over the head of Faust. The single puts runners on first and second. 1 out, back to the top of the order as Josh Rebant, the manager, will go out to the mound. Could be for a pitching change. We'll see. Gonna talk to his left-handed pitcher. There is an arm in the bullpen for Traverse City. Likely ready to go if Rebant wants to make the move. He won't just yet. He's going to stick with his starter and give him the opportunity to work out of the trouble that he caused. DJ Noble is 1 for 2 with an RBI double in his last at-bat. Has 2 runners on base against Goose. First pitch takes for a called strike 1. Noble's had a fantastic start to his tenure with Rockford since he joined. He's only played in 3 games, but he has a couple extra base hits as he swings through a curveball there for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Noble. Now, Goose hasn't had a multi-strikeout inning tonight. He has had a strikeout in each frame, but only 1. See if he can mix up and get 2 here. Way ahead in the count of Noble, he deals. And Noble again chasing the breaking ball. He will go down on strikes. 5 Ks now for Gustafson. A big second out, holds the runners. Brings in Brandon Bannon, who's going to need a base hit to push across another run. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error and popped out to the shortstop. First pitch to him is a curveball that he takes for ball 1. Little inside, maybe a little low as well. Bushnell on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Pitch down low, so the count to 2 balls, no strikes against Bannon. Bannon hitless over the weekend against Traverse City. Had just 1 hit last time they were here. Unsuccessful against the Pitt Spitters as he takes a huge hack at a high fastball. Only has 1 hit in the previous 6 games against Traverse City. One for 20 against Pitt Spitter pitching so far, as he takes 1 high, so it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Not sure how much further Goose will pitch into the game. With the middle of the lineup up next, his 3-1 to Bannon is fouled straight back. Got a piece, sent it to the screen. So the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. They will be off with the pitch. Get a little head start. See if Goose can retire Bannon. Not allow him to reach to extend the inning. His payoff pitch is a fastball popped up to second base. Camilletti will drift. He'll make the catch. And Gustafson out of trouble after allowing runners on first and second with 1 out. Gets a strikeout and a pop out. Has 5 strikeouts through 4 2-run innings. We'll go to the 5th here on Pitt Spitter Radio. Welcome back to Rockford at the top of the 5th in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Pitch hitters up 10, 12-2. And the Rivets will go to the bullpen to get in new arm. Pitchers Brett Tauscher, a redshirt junior from Quincy University, pitching in his 6th game of the summer. First against Traverse City. He's faced Battle Creek, Kalamazoo twice, Kokomo, and Lakeshore. All of those shorter than 2 innings. But with 3 innings left to play in Game 1, he might be asked to extend and pitch a little longer here. He has a 4.5 ERA. He's allowed an earned run in 3 of his 5 appearances. Hard-throwing righty, the first right-hander of the game, as Rundberg and Masters, both lefties. Gustafson, a lefty. So the first righty enters to face Tito Flores, the leadoff hitter. 1 for 1 with a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Takes one low. So the count 1-1. Last appearance for Tauscher. Got the loss against Lakeshore. Pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 earned run, 2 runs total. Flores rips one through the left side, a base hit into left field for a leadoff single. It's the 8th hit for the Pit Spitters. They have just 1 more hit now than Rockford, but 10 more runs because of that first inning with all the hit by pitches and walks that were allowed. But they'll take it as Evan Mayday stands in. First pitch low, away from Stengren, and Flores will advance to second base on a wild pitch. RBI shot now for Mayday. He's 0 for 1, popped up on the infield with a pair of runners on base in his last at-bat. That was following a pair of hit by pitches in the first inning. Has 2 runs scored. Little roller to second. It will push the runner to third as Bellata will make the play to retire Mayday. But over to third base is Tito Flores, which will bring in Chris Monroe with a chance to pull into second place all by himself in the Northwoods League RBI race. Monroe, an RBI in each at-bat. RBI fielder's choice in the first, 2 RBI double also in the first, and an RBI ground out his last time up in the third. Batting here in the 5th. If he puts a ball in play that brings in Tito Flores, it would be RBI number 51, which would put him right in between Higgins and Lofton. He'd be 1 RBI shy of the league lead behind Jackson Lofton. Takes one outside off the plate. Count to Monroe. 1-1. Trying to bring in Flores from third. Make it 13-2. Little broken bat flare that's going to drop into right center field, and Chris Monroe, with his 51st RBI of the season, pulls into second place all by himself in the Northwoods League RBI race. What a ball game Monroe is having here. An RBI in every single plate appearance. That's his 5th RBI. And the Pit Spitters with the lucky 13 runs up 13-2. First pitch swinging is Zeb. Got a piece. Sent it to the backstop. Zeb's 0 for 2 here in the game. One of 3 players so far without a hit, though every batter has reached base. Every batter has scored a run. A good pitch there from Tauscher, but Zeb holds, able to watch that ball low in the dirt. A chase pitch from Tauscher that Zeb doesn't attempt at. 1-1 the count. Monroe on first. Same pitch, different spot. Same result. A ball. It's 2-1. With the way the wind's blowing out, surprised we haven't gotten an elevated ball that's left the yard. Traverse City hit 3 home runs the last time that they were here. Fastball away for a 3-1 count. Pittsburghers haven't had a walk since the 3rd inning as they tried to keep moving up the ranks of most walks all time in the Northwoods League. They're currently 9th on the list as Zeb fouls one out of play. Onto the concourse, the count will go full. 3-2 counts with Monroe sitting on first base after an RBI single. New pitcher Tauscher looking for out number 2. But first, Stengren, the catcher, will go jog out and talk to his pitcher Tauscher. Maybe strategizing something. Talking about what pitch they want to throw. Ready for the 3-2 pitch. Steigels is on deck. He has a pair of hits tonight. Here's a 3-2 to Zeb. Tauscher deals. Zeb checks his swing. He's going to take ball 4 and go down to first with a walk. Rockford tried to appeal it, but Jeff Osborne at first said no swing, barely moved the bat. Thought about it, but wisely laid off the fastball. It's their 5th walk. So for a team that needs to average 6 walks a game to reach the all-time record, they're right on pace. They need 1 more walk in 3 innings. Hitter Michael Steigels, he has a walk tonight, walked in the first. Singled to lead off the second, though he did not score. First pitch to him is low. Got a pitch at the top of the zone for strike number 1. Not a pitch he's looking to be swinging at early in the count. Trying to get something a little lower, a little easier to drive somewhere. Steigels' 1 homer on the season came against Kalamazoo in Kalamazoo. Hits one to right center field. It's down. It's headed towards the gap. Monroe will come around to score. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Here comes Zeb. He's going to come in and score as well as Steigels will wander into third base. A 2 RBI triple. Fantastic opposite field hitting by Steigels. Got a fastball away, drilled it to right center field. If they throw you away, then you take it the other way. And Steigels does so with a triple. It's 15-2. And now Cameron Traficante will bat. Just like Steigels, who was going to come home on a wild pitch and make it 16-2. Well, just like Steigels, Traficante has a pair of hits, a single and a double. Had an RBI single in the first, had a 1-out double in the 4th, and he came around to score on an RBI double from the next batter, Christian Faust. Now, once again, will bat with 1 out and no one on. Batting from the left side in this at-bat as he hits one to first, snagged by Carestis. He'll step on the bag easily for the 2nd out of the inning. Another big day for the Pittsbitters, who continue to torch Rockford on the road. Talked about the statistic entering this game. The Pittsbitters outscored Rockford 54-24 on the road. Well, that number now is up to 70-26, as they have eclipsed by a lot 100 runs on the season against the Rivets. As Faust stands in, takes a couple balls, 2-0. They're close to eclipsing 100 runs as well against the Battle Creek Bombers, who they will meet at the end of the season. 2-0 from Tauscher's in for a strike. Traverse City needs 17 runs to get to 100 against Battle Creek. 2-1, grounded left side. Bannon Fields across in time to end the inning, but 3 more runs come across on a 2 RBI double from Steigels and the 51st RBI of the season from Kristen Rowe, who moves into 2nd in the Northwoods League. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning here with a new pitcher into the game for the Pittsbitters on Pittsbitter Radio. Welcome back to Rockford, Illinois, here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Have just a few plate appearances left for the Rockfords, for the Rockford Rivets here in a 7-inning game, part of the doubleheader. Traverse City up 16-2 as Carson Longstreth will make his Pittsbitter debut here against the Rivets. Mentioned that there's a few players from Northwood University on the team. One of them on the hill here, Longstreth, a sophomore from Northwood. One of 2 pitchers from Northwood, including Will Buck, who is yet to make an appearance for Traverse City. I believe he's not even on this road trip. I think he'll be joining the team against Kalamazoo tomorrow, as Bushnell smokes one foul down the left side and out of play. Bushnell's 1 for 2 with a double, his last at bat, and a strikeout. The third player from Northwood on Traverse City is a transfer, the pitcher infielder Cam Schulke, transferring away from Florida Gulf Coast where he spent his freshman year. And Schulke will join Longstreth and Buck at Northwood in the fall, doing double duty, hoping to do some pitching, where he has been extremely successful this season. The team leader in ERA, was the Northwoods League leader in ERA, still is currently. But I believe after today, because of the way the innings shake out, you have to have a minimum, you have to have 0.8 innings pitched per team game. I believe after today, once these innings get added on, then he will no longer qualify as a league leader. Though right now, he leads the Northwoods League with a .68 ERA, the only qualified pitcher with an ERA not only under 1, but an ERA under 2. As the next closest is 2.55. A line out from Bushnell, if you can call it that. A little soft hit ball to short for out number 1. And now an opposite field shot from Kavanaugh. Mayday will take a few steps back. He'll get under it, and he will make the catch for the second out of the inning as Longstreth enters. And he gets himself a couple outs right away, ending another fantastic start by a Pittsburgh pitcher against Rockford. Goose went 4 innings, 6 hits, allowed 2 runs, both coming in the second inning with 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. As the first pitch to Drew Stengren, the catcher, is inside for ball 1. Stengren 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Perfectly spotted fastball from Longstreth. Outside corner, right on the black. As the count 1-1. Swinging and down the line and fair by Stengren. That's going to go all the way into the right field corner. He'll drift into second base with a 2-out double. First hit for Stengren tonight, and that is the 4th Rockford double. You have 4 doubles now from Rockford. The Pittsburghers have 3 doubles to go along with 1 triple. Actually, 4 doubles and 1 triple. A lot of extra base hits here, but no balls that have left the ballpark. Might have expected that to be almost the other way around. As the wind's blowing out, aiding a hitter if they get a ball elevated. But none today. As Justin Carestis will bat, he's 1 for 2. He has one of those 4 Rockford doubles. Takes a pitch outside away. At Northwood, Longstreth made 5 appearances as a freshman with a 5.06 ERA. Just 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. All innings out of the bullpen, so he only pitched 5 1/3 innings. Did a little hitting as well, which is what he mainly did. Strike dealt there, right across the knees of Carestis. Make the count 2-1. He's still in a hitter's count, though. Matchup of Northwood Timberwolves here. Carestis back up the middle. And that ball's going to go off the glove of Traficante. Took a hop off the dirt and got away from him, so a run will score. That's Stengren. Carestis on base again.
Next up is the center fielder, number 22, Johannes Hawkinson.
run scores to make it a little closer, 16-3. Try to make the score look a little less lopsided. As Hawkinson shows bunt. And the pitch from Longstreth up and in, which you will see pitchers do a lot when a player shows bunt. Throw it up in the zone, in on the hangs. You force them to get that bunt down if they're going to bunt it. Now Hawkinson rips it to left field. Back at the wall. Flores is there, and that ball is out of here. A 2-run home run for Johannes Hawkinson.
That's the first home run of the season for Rivets center fielder Johannes Hawkinson.
His first of the season makes this a 16-5 ball game. Well connected. Just as I was mentioning, no homers here in the game. There is homer number 1 from Yo, and it's 16-5.
Right fielder number 7, Charlie Allison.
First pitch to Charlie Allison. It's taken for a ball inside. Allison's 0 for 1, strikeout and a walk. His 2 at-bats. The only Rivet batter to walk in the game. A fastball down the middle from Longstreth for the first strike. It's 2-1. Allison has a couple hits, couple game hit streak against Traverse City. As Longstreth spikes one down low. They count 3-1 to Allison with 2 outs in the inning. Longstreth deals for a called strike at the top of the strike zone. They count 3-2. The same count Allison had his last at-bat when he worked a walk against Gustafson. Can he work another walk, or can Longstreth win the battle? His payoff pitch. He fires and swing and a miss. Allison goes down on strikes. A 2-run home run from Johannes Hawkinson makes this game a little closer as the Rivets strike for 3 runs. It's 16-5 after 5. On to the 6th on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning here. Only 2 innings left to be played in Game 1. of this doubleheader. The Pittsburghers scored 4 runs in the 5th, and Rockford did their best to match with 3 runs of their own. As Heilich swings at the first pitch, chopper to short. Noble makes the play on to first in time to get Heilich for the first out. So Heilich, who went 1 for 4 against Rockford last week, is 1 for 4 against Rockford this week. (16-5) game, the 3rd most runs scored by Traverse City against the Rivets this season. Their biggest games coming here, where they scored 22 twice. Now Mario Camilletti, the batter, who will face a right-hander for the first time, faced a lefty his first 4 trips to the plate. As a righty here. And the count to him even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Camilletti 0 for 1. He reached base on 2 hit by pitches and a walk. And then his last at-bat flew out to deep center field, chasing Hawkinson back to the wall. Rips one down the left side, but a little bit late on it as it's going to go foul into the stands. Hunting for extra bases there. Has 2 strikes on him now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As he tries to continue his hot ways at the plate, getting on base over 50% of the time now. On base percentage over 500. The 1-2 from Tauscher. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Camilletti down on strikes. That is the first strikeout of any Pittsburgh hitter here tonight in this game. Took 6 innings for a Rivet pitcher to get a strikeout. And there's the first. So Flores will bat with 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch breaking ball to Flores is in for strike 1. Tito's 2 for 2, a pair of singles. He's also walked and been hit by a pitch. Well, Flores takes one high. They count 1-1. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike to Tito, who hits one to center, and that looks like it'll be the first 1-2-3 inning for the Pittsburgh offense, and it is a fly out to Hawkinson in center. The first 1-2-3 induced by a Rockford pitcher, and we go to the bottom half of the inning here on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to Rockford in the bottom of the 6th inning. From one Northwood University pitcher to another, Will Buck will take over for his first appearance of the season after Carson Longstreth's first appearance on the season. Buck did not see any action as a freshman at Northwood. Didn't make a single appearance on the hill. So this is really the first live pitching he'll have against some college athletes. Fell behind early 2-0, but he fires a strike to Bellotta at the bottom of the order. The 2-1. High fastball taken for a ball. 3-1 to Bellotta, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI. That single his last time up, his first hit on the season against Traverse City, as Bellotta tosses the bat as the ball is called a strike. So the count is 3-2. He had to retrieve the bat, stand in for a full count pitch here against Will Buck. Nothing but fastballs so far. Stays with it. A high fastball swung on and missed by Bellotta. First strikeout for Buck.
Next up is the shortstop, number 12, DJ Noble.
Back to the top of the order for DJ Noble. Noble's 1 for 3 here tonight. All 3 of his at-bats came against Aaron Gustafson. Doubled a home run off him in the second, but Goose got the last laugh as he struck him out swinging his last time up. Breaking ball ripped into left, and that ball is down for a hit. Another multi hit night against Traverse City. He had 3 hits here in Rockford. The last time that Traverse City was here, he has 2 hits here tonight. And what should be his last at-bat of the day, or of the game. Day will not be over after this. Another game will be played at 6:05 Central Time, 7:05 Eastern Time, as a strike is fired in to Brandon Bannon, 0 for 3 here in the ball game. Ball down low, blocked, kept in front by Heilich. 1-1 count to Bannon. Did reach on an error in the first, but has popped up on the infield his last 2 at-bats. High and in, taken for a ball. Down 11 runs here. Trying to make it all low. Blocked again by Heilich. Will set up a 3-1 pitch with a runner on and 1 away. His 3-1 is in the strike zone. Called on 3-1. Another batter that drops the bat and starts jogging to first, thinking it was ball 4. Called a strike, and the count is full again at 3-2. When this happened to Bellotta, he struck out on the very next pitch. See if Buck can come back with another strike. His 3-2, runner goes, and Bannon fouls it out of play. So it's 3-2. See if Noel tries to go again. Not a bad strategy. A lot of teams will do that with a full count. even less than 2 outs, as Noble just did there. Goes again, and the pitch inside. Bannon will walk down to first. That one he actually... And it brings in Kevin Bushnell, the DH, who's 1 for 3, has just 3 hits in 7 games against Traverse City this year. 2 of those hits are doubles, which he had one in the 3rd inning. Led off the inning with the double, but Gustafson was able to get the next 3 batters out, so he stayed at second for the duration of the inning. Pitch comes inside and hits Bushnell, and that's going to load the bases. The first hit by pitch issued by a Pittsburgh pitcher. After just the second walk of the game came to the last batter, there's the first hit by pitch. And Jack Kavanaugh will bat with the bases loaded, only 1 out. Kavanaugh 1 for 3 in the game. Singled his first at bat. Gotten under the ball his last 2 times up. Swings and fouls one out of play here on the 1-0. Count to 1-1 for the left fielder. Been tearing it up through 5 games, hitting just under 400, a hit in all 6 of his games played. 1-1 fouls it off as well onto the concourse. And so he'll go down to 2 strikes. Buck struck out Bellata to start the inning. Lost Bannon when he had him down at 2 strikes. Loses that one high. It's 2-2 now. Stengren on deck. Doubled his last time up. And then Carestis in the hole has 2 hits. 2-2 coming to Kavanaugh. Buck deals. Breaking ball hit to left shallow. Flores on his way. He'll make the catch. Coming home is Noble. Flores' throw home will be cut off by Faust, and Noble will score on a sac fly.
Now batting the catcher, number 15, Drew Stengren.
16-6 now the score, as Drew Stengren will hit with 2 on and 2 outs. He's 1 for 3, double down the right field line his last time up. First pitch to him here in this at-bat, and he fouls it off of himself in the batter's box for a strike 1. Another arm for Traverse City in the bullpen. Will likely get their other new arm into the game to pitch in the 7th. As a chopper goes to 3rd, Faust has no play to make, and the bases will load up once again. A little dribbler that went right past the mound. Will Buck just didn't jump off and make a play. And so Bannon goes to 3rd, Bushnell to 2nd. Stengren with the infield hit is on with the bases juiced. Don't want to allow Rockford to get any more runs. Don't let them sniff a comeback. As anything's possible, they scored 6 runs in the 9th inning the last time these 2 teams played here, last Wednesday. Crestis is 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Another matchup against a Northwood teammate. He singled home a run off of Longstreth his last time up. This time facing Will Buck. And the count now 2 balls, no strikes. See if he gets a pitch to hit on 2-0. Swings at a high fastball. Helmet almost flew off his head. He took such a violent hack. Maybe trying to go deep against his teammate. Still a hitter's count at 2-1. This Buck deals on 2-1. Just off the outside corner to go 3 balls and 1 strike. A good location. Just off. Here's Buck's 3-1. Fouled off at the plate, and the count will go full. The full count, 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the runners will be moving with the pitch, getting a little bit of a head start. Here's the payoff from Will Buck. It's going to be fouled off the left side into the bleachers. Little battle between teammates at the plate. Both Northwood University Timberwolves. Another 3-2 payoff. Buck deals to second. Camilletti fields. He'll flip over to first. And Buck wins the battle. 1 run does score in the inning. So it's 16-6, headed to the final inning of Game 1 of this Tuesday doubleheader. Be back in a minute on Pittsburgh Radio. Welcome back to Rockford for the final inning of today's doubleheader, Game 1, which will be followed by Game 2 in about a half hour or so after Game 1 commences. After it concludes, as Evan Mayday stands in to lead off. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of hit-by pitches. The count to him 2-0 against Brett Tauscher, who, like I predicted, is on for a 3rd inning. An extended relief outing with the depleted bullpen. As now the count 3 balls, no strikes. Traverse City has 5 walks as a team tonight. And on the 3-0, they will get walk number 6 as Mayday heads down to first on 4 pitches. Like I mentioned, they're closing in on the all-time record for walks. It's going to take a couple big walk games, but they need to average 6 walks the rest of the way. 6 walks here, so they're right on the mark. Chris Monroe is in for his 5th at-bat. Hits one to deep center field, chasing Hawkinson back, and Hawkinson will get there to make a grab at the wall. Hard contact by Monroe, but Hawkinson able to track it down out there and make the catch at the warning track. If that ball gets down, who knows if Mayday can score and it's another RBI. Instead, it's the first out that brings in the center fielder. Zeb's 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. He hits one to center, a little softer, but Hawkinson will still get there to make the catch. He had to run back on the first one, comes in on that one. Same result, an out, and there's 2 away. Last trip to the plate for Michael Steigels. He's 2 for 3 with a walk, a single, and a 2 RBI triple. Facing Tauscher here, who he tripled off of his last time up. Takes a first pitch strike from him. With Mayday at first after the leadoff walk. Count 1-1. No chance to get any more stolen bases here. Up big. It's kind of an unwritten rule in baseball. You don't keep stealing after you're up by a big margin late in the game. So Mayday shouldn't be taken off, which means Traverse City won't get closer to the stolen base record. As the count is 2-1 to Steigels. And Tauscher deals Steigels late on the fastball. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. They've been so good at putting the ball in play. Traverse City has only 1 strikeout all game. Could be 2 here on the 2-2 pitch. Welcome back to Rockford for the final inning of Game 1. Pittsburgh's trying to just finish off a big win. They're up 16-6. Need 3 outs to take a short break before we head into Game 2. Johannes Hawkinson leading off, puts on a bunt, jumping off the mound, making the play is the new pitcher, Jared Birkenpass, for out number 1. Jared Birkenpass from Grand Rapids Community College was on Traverse City last summer for the COVID season they played. They played in a pod. They created 2 more teams to play at Turtle Creek Stadium, the Northern Michigan Dune Bears, the Great Lakes Resorters. But after 2 games, the Dune Bears ended their summer due to positive COVID testing. They had to shut down. So it was the Pittsburghers against the Resorters all summer long. And Birkenpass was a member of the Pittsburghers. So he returns, making his first appearance, facing the Rivets here as Allison way behind a fastball swinging. From Grand Rapids Community College, the right-hander from Michigan, as Traverse City has tons of Michigan players on their team. He's made an appearance against Davenport, where his catcher, Logan Heilich, plays. But on the season, pitched 8 innings and finished with a 2.25 ERA. Had 9 strikeouts, just 1 walk in limited action for the Raiders. Best performance came against Davenport. Had 3 strikeouts, no walks, as Allison shoots one through the right side. And he's going to continue to get a hit against Traverse City 3 games in a row that he has singled off of the Pittsburghers. As Jake Bellata stands in for his 4th at-bat, he is 1 for 4, struck out swinging his last time up at the plate. Fouls one out of play here on the first pitch. DJ Noble on deck, waiting if he gets the turn. Bellata checks his swing, but a strike called on the pitch from Birkenpass, and the count 0-2. Birkenpass allowed 2 earned runs his first outing of the season, but then did not allow an earned run the rest of the way through his last 8 innings. So after Game 1, his ERA was at 18, and he took it all the way down to 2.25 without allowing a run. Facing Bellata with a 1-2 count. Deals. Bellata, he's going to hit one through the right side as well. A pair of base hits here in the 9th inning for the Rivets. Not going down quietly. That's the same thing they did the last time that they played each other here in Rockford, when the Pittsburghers were leading by a healthy margin, 22-6, heading into the final inning, and Rockford scored 6 runs. Making more noise as DJ Noble stands in at the top of the order, watches a curveball first pitch strike. Noble 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Popped up on the infield to third. Actually, Traficante at short will take it and make the play for out number 2, though the infield fly rule is called. So either way, they getting out there. And now down to their final out are the Rivets, as Brandon Bannon stands in. Last chance for him to get a hit. He's 0 for 3. He's the only Rockford Rivet without a hit as surprisingly the Rivets are out-hitting the Pit Spitters 13-10, but they're down 16-6. As Bannon hits one to center field, coming on is Zeb. He'll make the catch, and that is going to end the ball game here. Game 1 is over, led by a long first inning, which really, if you take that inning away, this game is a lot different, as Traverse City scored 10 runs in the first. Besides that, it's 6-6 the rest of the way, as Max Runberg III gets the loss in his first appearance on the season. Hit 6 batters, walked 3 more, and gave up 3 hits in inning number 1, as Traverse City scored 10 runs on the way to 16, the third most runs they've scored against Rockford, as they've scored 22 runs against them twice. Well, we'll get set for Game 2 of the doubleheader, where Maddox Hoagland will make a start, his first start on the year, after making a couple relief appearances against Rockford so far this season. That game should be happening at about 6:05. Should be the start time for that one, so be on the lookout for that start time, just to be 100% certain, but it should be a 6:05 Central start time, which would make it 7:05 Eastern time if you're listening in that time zone. 16-6 the final for Game 1, and Game 2 will be followed shortly after a quick little break, as Traverse City looks to go 11-1 against the Rivets here on the season. So long for now, but we'll be hearing again from me shortly in Game 2